Inquisitorial report by Xenos Inquisitor Aurelia. Ordo Xenos. The Tau fourth sphere of expansion stands as a harrowing tale of ambition, tragedy, and transformation. Initiated after the Second Agrellan campaign, this expansion sought to break free from the shackles of adversity, only to plunge the Tau Empire into unforeseen peril. As a Xenos Inquisitor, my duty demands a thorough analysis of this dark chapter, unveiling the mysterious encounters in the warp, the tumultuous journey through the Startide Nexus, and the enigmatic aftermath that shaped the Fourth Sphere's identity and actions. The aftermath of the Second Agrellan campaign left the Tau Empire at a crossroads, surrounded by formidable adversaries. Mugulath Bay was impassable, the galactic east was engulfed by Hive Fleet Gorgon, and to the west, the Necron Sortek dynasty ruled with an iron grip. The formation of the Great Rift only added to the Tau's tribulations, unleashing deadly stellar storms that claimed countless lives. Faced with dire circumstances, the Ethereal Council embarked on a daring path to renew the Tau's expansion. The development of the AL-38 Slipstream module, inspired by Imperial FTL technology, promised to revolutionize the Tau fleet's mobility. Under the leadership of Commander Shorestrike, the Fourth Sphere of Expansion was proclaimed, and preparations were made at Numina Point to deploy the revolutionary technology. The AL-38 Slipstream module represented a groundbreaking leap in the Tau's FTL capabilities. Drawing inspiration from the Imperium's warp-based technology, the Tau ingeniously adapted it to suit their more cautious and pragmatic approach to warp travel. The Slipstream module functioned by creating controlled disruptions in real space, forming temporary rifts or slipstreams that allowed the Tau fleet to traverse immense distances in a fraction of the time required by conventional FTL travel. The AL-38 Slipstream module provided the Tau with unprecedented speed and precision in their movements. Unlike traditional warp jumps that involved unpredictable and potentially hazardous journeys through the immaterium, the Slipstream technology allowed for more controlled and calculated navigation. This capability made the Tau fleet difficult to predict and track, adding to the strategic advantage they sought to wield. Despite its remarkable capabilities, the Slipstream module was not without challenges and risks. The immense energy requirements and precise calculations necessary for successful Slipstream jumps made it a delicate and complex system. The sheer size of the Tau fleet created additional complications, which were tragically demonstrated during the catastrophe that befell the Fourth Sphere. While the Slipstream module offered great promise, its implementation was fraught with peril. Due to the fleet's sheer size, the Slipstream technology triggered a chain reaction, rupturing reality and creating a massive wound in real space. The Fourth Sphere was devoured by the chaotic energies of the warp, and disaster struck, resulting in the loss of 3/40ths of the fleet. Amid the catastrophe, the Fourth Sphere was not entirely obliterated. Cast into a nightmarish dimension, the survivors encountered alien entities that remained shrouded in mystery. An enigmatic many-armed entity within the warp, possibly a distorted reflection of the Tau race, extended salvation to the stranded Tau. Emerging in the Chalnoth expanse, the survivors re-established communication with their brethren through the newly formed Startide Nexus, embarking on the Fifth Sphere of Expansion. The enigmatic entity's origin remains shrouded in uncertainty. Among the survivors, a belief emerged that the being could be a godlike presence, born from the collective psychic perceptions of the Tau race. Echoes of the Tau's shared ideals, desires, and spiritual yearnings within the warp may have coalesced into a sentient and many-armed entity, granting it a semblance of divine attributes. The Tau survivors were rescued from oblivion by this enigmatic entity, which extended its protective mantle over them in the midst of the chaotic energies of the warp. Shielded by the warp-born entity, the survivors managed to evade the horrors that awaited them within the immaterium and eventually emerged in the Chalnoth expanse, deep within the territory of the Imperium of Man. The motives and intentions of this enigmatic warp entity remain inscrutable. While it saved the Fourth Sphere survivors from annihilation, its true nature and objectives are open to speculation. Some Tau believe that the entity acts as a benevolent guardian, shaped by the psychic yearnings of their race, while others view it with a mixture of fear and reverence, uncertain of its ultimate designs. The encounter with the enigmatic entity had a profound impact on the survivors of the Fourth Sphere. Their experiences within the warp, witnessing the entity's intervention, and the subsequent emergence in the Imperium's territory left an indelible mark on their collective psyche. The entity's presence catalyzed changes within the survivors, contributing to their uncharacteristic aggression, xenophobia, and belief in the need to cleanse the fourth sphere of any perceived contamination. Survivors of the fourth sphere bore the scars of their harrowing experience, evident in their uncharacteristic brutality and xenophobia. Many rumors circulated about mass expulsions and executions of non-Tau within the surviving fleet. The traumatic encounter in the warp appeared to influence their actions, leading some to blame alien races for their misfortune. The Tau's uncharacteristic actions prompted the intervention of Shadowsun and the Ethereal Council. Discipline was dealt to the Fourth Sphere commanders in a ritual known as the Morklar, either returning them to the ranks or sending them back for reassimilation into the Empire. The incidents, such as the massacre of the Dulun Lakes and the 8 Days of Infamy, further stained the Fourth Sphere's legacy. The fate of the Fourth Sphere's auxiliaries remains an unsolved enigma. Reports suggest a dark and unsettling disposition, with Fourth Sphere Tau displaying aggression towards non-Tau entities. Some survivors believe the entity that saved them in the warp was born from their psychic perceptions of the greater good, compelling them to eradicate the auxiliaries as an act of necessary purification. The actions of the Fourth Sphere survivors raise ethical dilemmas about the impact of traumatic experiences on a civilization's behavior. Their transformation serves as a cautionary tale of the warp's influence on mortal minds and the potential for tragedy when dealing with chaotic entities. The Tau Fourth Sphere of Expansion serves as a cautionary tale of ambition, resilience, and corruption. It exemplifies the inherent dangers of venturing into the uncharted territories of the warp and the profound impact such experiences can have on a civilization. As a Xenos Inquisitor, it is my duty to acknowledge the Fourth Sphere's trials and tribulations, investigating its shadowy encounters within the warp and the dark transformation of its survivors. We must remain vigilant against the potential ramifications of the Fourth Sphere's actions on the galactic balance of power, for even within the greater good's pursuit of unity and progress lies the potential for treachery and peril.